Hello, and thank you for tuning in to my Monday night YouTube live, rosewardsstampersdelight.com. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Last week I started my first YouTube live video and had a couple of things happen. I'm going to hopefully I fix those. I'm going to see if I have any comments, so just give me a few minutes here. I know I'm on a couple of minutes early. I just want to see if I get some comments up here and that you can see me. Like I said, I'm new doing YouTube lives. It does say I'm live. Let me click on that and see if I have the comments on. Okay, it does look like the comment section's working too. So please, definitely leave me your comments. I appreciate it. And we're going to get started. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Always put that behind me because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. Okay, so a couple of things I just want to go over real quick. I just want to remind everybody that for the month of June, there's two specials going on with Stampin' Up. The first one is if you place a $250 order or you have a workshop for $250, you will get an extra $25 of free merchandise or products that you can pick out. So definitely check that out. It's worth it to get the extra products, especially now since the new catalog is live. Also, when you join Stampin' Up in my team, you get to pick a free bundle of your choice. So, I mean, the starter kit is already a great deal, but on top of that, you get to pick a free bundle of your choice. And also with that, when you join my team, a couple of things you get. I have a Facebook page exclusively for my team members. On there, I have exclusive tutorial videos. I have one-on-one coaching, and that one-on-one coaching is unlimited. So whenever you need me, I'm here for you. We set up a time and we get together and we go over anything or any issues that you may have. The other thing I have is live meetings there, and I also have in-person meetings when we're able to do that again. Okay, so just checking here. Good, I got 20 people watching. Yay, thank you. So I do have live meetings and I have online meetings. So I have a lot of demonstrators under me that are not in New York, and we do keep in touch. So that's another plus. The other thing I want to mention is that Donna Gray in Australia and myself have an online class every month. And as a team member, you get those videos for free. Okay, they would be on the team web page, the Facebook page. So you get those tutorials free. Okay, and with that said, don't forget to check out stampersdelight.com for any of my videos and also any of my online classes. I just finished up the June Sweet and Simple class. Thank you everyone that joined on that. And Donna and I still have the Celebrate the Season and Jar of Seasons special going on. So check out stampersdelight.com if you're in the US. If you're in Australia, check out Donna's webpage, Stamping with Donna G. And that's it for that. So let me just flip the camera. Okay, so as I said, Rose Ward, Stampers Delight. And here's my monthly host code. So you want to use that if your order's $150, $149 or less. If it's more than $150, you don't want to use that code because you want to get the free rewards. And again, just go to stampersdelight.com and you'll get all of that information. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to show you the new stamp set bundle, or suite I should say, Whale of Time. And here on page 94 it tells you everything you get with it. The paper, the stamp set, the bundle, and I'll show you that in a minute, is the punch and the stamp set. And then of course the designer series paper, some ribbon, and a 3D embossing folder. So you can check that out on page 94 and 95. And I'm going to first show you a couple of things I did with it, and then we're going to get right to stamping, okay? So the first thing I did was, and let me bring out the camera a little bit so you can see all of this. Okay, so this was a scrapbook page that I did with it. Now the dies that I have here, and you can see they're really cool. They are stitched. These dies are actually from the Hip Hip Hooray, not Hip Hip, I forgot the bundle name, but it's Hippo and Friends die. So there's the die set that I used. I use this die. I love these dies. And it is a bundle with a stamp set that you can get. But look at these dies. Great for sentiments. And of course, there's some cute hippos and stuff there too. But look at these great dies. And you'll see me use those tonight. So this is a page that I did with the designer series paper. And I just had some cute little pictures that I wanted to cut because there was a lot of stuff going on, but really it was just these little guys I wanted. Okay, the pictures are from 1990 when we took our family trip to Myrtle Beach, and then again in 1991. Basically what I was showing is the difference in my son. Okay, there he was at 2, and there he is at 3. I know the pictures aren't that great, but for me the memories are. So as you can see, I used the stamp set, which is right here, the Well Done. All these great little sea creatures. And the bundle also comes with the punch. Okay, so you get this whale punch. So that's what I used. And of course the embossing folder, which you may or may not be able to see under there, I matted one of the little pictures with this great folder. Okay. And this is what the folder looks like. And you're going to see that up close and personal in a minute. Okay, so this is the seabed. I just love the way this scrapbook page came out. Doesn't take much to get me going. Okay, so one of the first cards I did with this set was this one. Okay, now you can see I stamped the whales. And really, it's quite simple. It's layered onto the designer series paper, and any measurements will be in the description after the video, okay? And you can see I have some whales and some whale tails, and of course this beautiful ribbon that also comes with the suite. Any kind of sheer ribbon like that is one of my favorites because it's so easy to tie. And there is the inside. I also put still shots on stampersdelight.com, and I also put those on my Facebook page when I'm done. So that was one sample. The next sample I did was a shaker card. And of course, when I cut the designer series paper, because it's 6x6, you have a strip left. So I always like to use that leftover strip for my envelope, even if it's going the wrong way. It's just so nice because it does match. And here is my shaker card. So if you look, you can see that I used a different designer series paper back there because I wanted a little more than just the blue background. And of course, if you shake it, there is the sequins, and that also comes with it, which I forgot to show you. And these sequins are great because they got these little pink seashells in there. So this was a shaker card that I did. And then, of course, Well Done. And there's that tag again from the Hippo and Friends. Okay, so there's another card that I did. And this is our new glimmer paper. Okay. And then the next card, which is actually the one we're going to start with. Let's put that over there. You see, I also did the designer series paper here. Is the Impossible card. Now, the Impossible card looks like this. It lays flat. And you can put it in an envelope, or it can lay this way and put it in an envelope. But I did this a while ago. Let me just flip the camera for a second, because this way you can see. So that would be the Impossible card, like that. Okay. It's really quite easy. And a lot of these little pieces here, just so you know, are just scraps left over. And there's my whale. And again, there's that great glimmer paper and some of those cute little sequins. So let's start with this. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. And I will tell you the measurements, and I will also add them in the description. So let me grab what I need here, because I'm going to change it up a little bit. Those of you who haven't watched me, even though I show you the card that we're doing, I like to change it up a little bit. So for this one, Instead of using the designer series paper on the base of it, I decided to just go with that great embossing folder. It doesn't need any designer series paper over it, but you can if you want to. Okay, so this is a regular quarter sheet of cardstock, and again, all the measurements will be in there. But this is 5 by 4 1/4. Okay. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer because I need to score this. That was kind of far away. Sorry about that. I always like to keep my scoring blade at the top and push those out of the way. What you're going to do is you're going to score it right down the middle at 2 1/8. That's about in the middle. If you don't get it quite in the middle, it's okay. It'll still work. And I'm just going to score that. Okay, it's kind of hard to see on this paper, but you'll be able to do it. I'm just going to do it a little bit more so my old eyes can see it better. Okay. All right, once it's scored, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and it doesn't matter which side you start with, I'm going to take the middle of this. Okay, so we're going to go right down the middle, and again, if it's not perfect, it would be okay. Okay. All right, so we're going to do 2 3/4 here. And I am just going to bring in my scoring blade. This makes it a little hard. I'm just going to bend this a little bit. Normally I wouldn't bend it until I'm done, but because, actually I'm going to, for this one, because I have that embossing folder, I need to really see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to 2 3/4, and I'm just going to score that right down the middle to the middle of that line. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Okay, then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do about 1 inch on each side. And again, bring it down to that middle score line. And if you don't quite get it, you can always use your paper snips. And then, of course, over here is the 1 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So again, I'm going to put it over at 1 inch. So I will be on Monday nights on YouTube Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I do Facebook Lives at 7 a.m. on Friday mornings. And there's your piece of paper. Okay, so now this is going to go up like this. And this one I'm just going to, didn't quite get quite to the score line, but that's okay. You can just push it with use your scissors to do that. Okay, and then we are going to burnish this real good. Okay, and these two pieces go up like that. Now to get this standing the way you want it, you're just going to flip it. Okay? Did you see how I did that? You just flip it. And there's your base right there. And I'm just going to snip that a little bit. So it's full. Okay, there we go. So that's how you get the base. Now again, what I usually do is I put designer series paper, but for this one I wanted to use that beautiful seabed embossing folder. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in some pieces here, and this is going to be my front. So I am going to bring in, let's see, what one do I want to use here? You can use any designer series paper that you want. I have a piece right here, and it's little fishies, and they would be going the wrong way, so I don't think I want to use that. I'm going to use the seaweed. Well, that's going the wrong way too. Let's grab another piece. So here's all the designer series papers, and I can pick any of these out. And I think I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I think I'll do these little guys this time. Okay, so basically you're just going to cut that to fit. This large piece is going to be 2 by 2 1/2. And these guys, I don't think they really have to be any certain way. But we're going to go 2 by 2.5. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit longer, I think. Let's see. Because I want a little bit of that. Oh, good. I wanted a little bit of that edging to show right here. Because it's just so beautiful. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is something that I did on last Monday, and that was using the new Stamp and Seal. And since then, I have learned a couple tricks with this. So if you watched my last video, I was having some problems with it. There's 2 things I want to tell you, a few things, I shouldn't say 2. The first thing is, when you're using the new Stamp and Seal, don't want to hold it up like this, okay? You want to hold it down more. And you gently, now see it's not rolling. Okay, so you're just going to use your finger and pull it, and gently pull it. A really light touch, okay? Very light touch. I was doing it too hard. So this one, I'm going to put this right here. Now, I already have a piece of the leftover piece of our glimmer paper, which was right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to cut that to, just going to trim that off, because I want it the same size, so it looks like the sea green. Okay, again, remember, just do that, and a little flick. You don't have to do the check or the flick, but I like to. So I'm just going to lay that right down there. Okay, so let's just grab a piece of white cardstock here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my whale. Now for the whale, I like using smoky slate. And if you're leaving any comments, I don't see any yet. Hopefully it's working. If it's not, if the comments aren't working, please come back and comment. If that's not working, I will get it straightened out. Okay, since this is a photopolymer set, I'm going to use my mat. I'm just going to ink that up over here and just hold it down. All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my, doesn't look like any comments are coming through. I'll have to figure that one out. But please come back when after I'm done with this. I will fix that, and please leave your comments. And I'm just going to punch that out. Now these little white guys, these little things right here, you want to keep. There's a couple of them that you might want to use to make it look like the whale spouting out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put him right here. So I'm just going to use a little bit. This Stamp and Seal is so nice. And I'm just going to put them right about there. Now I'm also going to bring in some of the holiday rhinestones that are back. And I'm just going to try something here. Okay. Well, I just tried commenting myself because I wasn't sure if it was working. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these. I guess I'll grab the blue one. I want it to really stick out. Okay. Alrighty. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Tombow glue next. I'm just going to pull up the camera a little bit further so you can see it. And for the Tombow, I'm just going to go ahead and dot a little Tombow there. I'm going to go ahead and grab some sequins. A couple of these cute little seashells. Sorry, just concentrating here. Okay. So I went ahead and did that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this piece, another piece of the glitter paper, or you can use a piece of designer series paper, whichever you want. But that's to hold the card together. So I need to cut this off because that's too long. And you're just going to use this strip right here to hold that in place so that your card isn't all wibbly wobbly, like my technical terms. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little here and a little here. And I'm going to go ahead and just add that right here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a saying here. Now these are, you can use any strip that you want. This one happens to be one that was left over from the Gorgeous Posies, and I really like this. So I'm going to go ahead and use that and just layer it right over there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with my, see, what did I grab? I grabbed a Pretty Peacock, and the colors all go together, so, whoop, I grab my mat. And let's see, do I have my dimensionals? They're probably hidden here. I think they're hidden. All right, let me just grab behind me and get some dimensionals because you really want that to pop up. I got the minis, but I really want the larger ones. Looks like I don't have any here, so I'll just use the minis. It'll work. Okay, I'm just going to use my minis. Something like this, I really would prefer the larger ones, but since I don't have them on hand, we'll just go with this. And it's a larger strip, so I would definitely put at least 3 or 4 on there. If you've been following me for a while on Facebook and YouTube, because I do upload my Facebook Lives to YouTube, you know that I always end up losing something on this table. And then we're just going to lay that right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the new Playing with Patterns resin dots. Another new embellishment. And these resin dots are actually flat on the top. They're kind of cool. And I'm just going to add a couple of those embellishments. And there's 4 different sizes. I'm just going to use 3. Go ahead and do that. And really you don't have to do too much more, but you do want to put something on the back so that you have something, a saying. Okay, so I have a little piece of a white piece here, and that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 for the back panel here. And I'm going to put, let's see, what did I put on this one? Oh yeah, okay. This one is hoping all your birthday fishes come true. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. And then I'm going to bring in the turtle, which is also in that set. And I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to stamp off once over there, and then I'm just going to stamp it right there so that it does show through. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that on the back. And And that's just going to go right on the back there. Now, one other little thing I want to do is for the whale. I have these little pieces. Remember I said to save those. And that's this little guy. So we're going to put him right there. And for this, I would use a little bit of Tombow. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow right there. And add that. And that's all there is to making the impossible card. Again, I will have still shots, and you can see the difference. This one was, I wanted the sides to show here. This one is a little bit different. That's all there is to it. And again, of course, if you have strips like this left over, that's where you can go ahead and put those on here. Okay, so that's the first card. Now, the next one I want to show you is the shaker card. So let me bring in my pieces here and show you how I did that. Okay, so I am going to change it up with the designer series paper. Move this all out of the way. You can see it's a little bit different designer series paper here. And I'm going to go ahead and first fold my Calypso Coral. And these are all colors that go with the designer series paper. And in the catalog, it does tell you what ones go together. Okay, so oops, I got a sequin over here. All right, so this I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut it to 4 1/4 or 4 by 5 1/4. So let's do that first. And again, here's a little piece left over. I'm going to save that because I can use that on another impossible card. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go at 4. And then I'm going to cut from the top because I want those little crabs there. And I'm going to do 5 1/4. Okay, and again, this strip right that I just took off, perfect for another impossible card. This strip, perfect for my envelope. So you want to save those. Now, when you do shaker cards, you actually want to cut a hole in here, and that's what the snow globe dies. But this is what's so cool about this is you really don't have to, because look, you got a great background there, right? So cool. So you really don't even have to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of the whales that I've already, this whale I actually punched out from one of the designer series paper that came with the set. Okay, and you can use your punch and punch it right out. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. We're going to lay him right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the designer series paper. I could stamp, or I could cut some of these great pieces out. So there's like a turtle there. You could cut the turtle out, or you can stamp them. So let's go with the turtle, which is right here. And my green. Let's see, will the turtle fit in there? Yeah, he'll fit in there. He's going to be a little big, but that's okay. I want to make it look a little bit different than the one I just did. Oh, I forgot my mat. See, that's what happens when you don't use your mat. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp that again. And then this one, I'm just going to fussy cut. Anybody else not know what fussy cutting was? In the beginning, I had no idea. Okay, so let me just see how I'm going to put him in here. Because remember, they're going to be loose. Okay, I think I want him in front. Okay, so you see how I'm doing that? I'm just going to put him like that. Okay, for now, that's good. Let me just see. I'm just laying it down to see. Yep, that's good. Okay. So I just got those 2 pieces in there. And let's do 1 piece of maybe coral. And we'll use the pool party for that. Take the same piece of cardstock. Bring in my mat. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, I'm not sure why I don't see the comments. I'm not sure if that's a problem on my end. But, again, please come back and comment when I'm done with the video and it actually loads properly. Hopefully the comments will be there, because I'd really like to chat with you while I'm stamping, because I do like to answer any questions that you have. Okay, so there's a little piece of coral, and we'll just put that in there too. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some sequins and grab this paper. Now, I know that this is going to go right here. Okay. I could even put it down further, excuse me, and get the little crab in there too, but we're going to put it right about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to put the coral there. I'm going to put the turtle there. Remember, they're going to move around a little bit. And then what I like to do is I like to add my sequins just like that. I'm going to peel off the back. And these are in the catalog. These were the globes, the snow globes from last Christmas. Let me get my take your pick tool. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that right on top there. So there's my shaker card. Now this piece, I really want to have this trim, this glimmer paper there. So what I did was I took this piece off. I'm going to set that over here for a minute. I took a piece of glimmer paper and just decide which way you want it to go. You want the blue or the green. And all I did was I flipped it over back on its side here. And I just traced it. Okay, so let me get my pen. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to trace this a little bit. Trust me, when I freehand anything, it's not perfect. But I just want to get an idea of where this is going to go. And then you also want to do the inside. I like to leave a little bit more space than not on the outside. You could also use the die to cut the inside out if you wanted to. But since I had to cut the outside anyway, I just went with it. And then I'm just going to cut this. Now remember, on the outside, I like to leave a little bit more of an edge because you're not going to see that pencil mark. Pretty close. All right, for the next piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and I do have a self-healing mat here to get that started. This is actually an old Stampin' Up! Product that we used to carry, and I'm just going to drag that around as close as I can. To the inside. Okay, let's see how that comes out. Okay. Now the glimmer paper is a little thicker, so you may have to play around with it a little bit. But you get this little something like that. Now here's where I'm going to go ahead and trim this a little bit because it went out of the line there. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, but nothing in stamping is, right? Okay, I'm going to bring that back in. Now this is already sticky. I'm just going to lay it over that and press it down. And we got a cute little globe, right? Okay, before I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. I'm going to add a little of my adhesive as soon as I find it, because I already lost it. There it is right in front of me. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little adhesive right here. And with that, I'm just going to put my ribbon right here at the bottom, just to hold it in place and maneuver it around. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I still need that, so I'm going to bring in my card base. I have so much stuff on here already. All right, and I'm going to layer that down. You see the whale is moving upside down and the turtle is moving. Okay, so we're just going to... You notice I'm not... Remember the old day snail? I used to go like this all over the place. I don't have to do that. Not with this new seal. Let me go ahead and put that right there. It's sticking to my fingers. It's so sticky. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece of the ribbon. And this one I tied a bow. I think this one I'm just going to tie a knot. Just because I like to change it up a little bit. So I'm just going to tie a little knot right here. Everything doesn't have to be a bow, although I do like my bows. All right. Now, let's see if I still have the tag that I had made on this table. There it is. Okay, so here's the tag that I made from the hippo dies. Move some of this stuff out of the way. And I am going to stamp "Well Done." This would have been cute for a graduation card. And I'm going to go ahead with the pretty peacock, only this time I'm going to make sure I do it correctly with my mat. You know what, let me drag this down a little bit so you can see better. There we go. Well done. Grab my dimensionals. Again, I'm just using the minis because that's what I have. So since they're the minis, I'm going to use 4 of those. Put that right there. And then on this one, instead of the sequins on the outside, again, I use some of those well, they're not new, but they're back, the holiday rhinestones. And I'm using I think it's the pool party. And I'm just going to put a few of those randomly around. I always like to put one on the tag, too, although I didn't on that one. Oh, what the heck, we'll put a couple more. Maybe one over here. And one little guy down here. Okay. And then the inside saying, "You're kind of a big deal," which I think is a cute saying. So we're going to grab that. Forgot my mat. Ah, but I did okay. And this is so small, I'm not even going to worry about the mat. Little seahorse, isn't he cute? I think he's adorable. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Now remember I was telling you about, you see how well the stamp and seal is working now, because I tend to try to do it real fast. Slow and easy and light touch. But also one of the other things to keep, if it starts sticking, just take your pick tool and just get off the extra glue that might be stuck there, okay? Those are my tips. This is the piece that I had left. So, and I can use either side. What I like to do is just use it on the lip of my envelope. And I like to do it when I'm making the cards, because if I don't, I forget where the strips are. And I'm just going to trim that off. And then when I put the cards in the basket, they have the matching envelopes to the card. And I don't have to go crazy looking for it. Okay. So there's a second shaker card. Okay, and there was the first one. Basically the same. Just added a few little things in there. Put the turtle in there. Okay. And now for the third card. This one is kind of, it's easy, okay? Not only kind of, it is easy. I knew this was like the first thing I had to do with this. Do you see how I have the little whale tails up there? Okay, so let me show you how I did that one. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my card base, which is Coastal Cabana. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that, fold it. Okay, and then I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, but you know what? I think I'm going to change that up. I'm going to do it no, I'm going to keep it this way. Okay, so I have the Bermuda Bay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Now you see I have ribbon on that one. I don't know if I'll do ribbon this time. I might change it up a little bit. I like to have different samples to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and layer that. And again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. That's a normal size that I use. And then I'm going to take the Designer Series paper, which is the waves. And I'm going to make this 3 3/4, because I'm only going to have a little edging showing. 3 3/4 by 5. You just have to decide, do you want more dark waves or light waves? I'm going to go with the dark. So this is going to be by 5. Left it on my paper cutter here. All right. And that's going to fit right in there. So, here is my whale. Here is my cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp a few of these guys. This I will bring in my... Usually what I do with a punch is I will make a template and use my Stamparatus, but I didn't get to that today. So, okay, so I'm going to do one. Well, let's punch him out first. Okay, so we're going to line him up. I have to look at it here. I was trying to show you, but okay. There's one. Flip it around this way. And I'll do this one in this corner. Grab another one. All right. I need a couple more, but I really only need the tails, but I'm gonna use the whole thing. So let's punch this one out. Thank you all for tuning in with me. And I hope you'll tune into my Facebook Live Friday morning. If you're up early, I'm on at 7 a.m. I'm just going to go right back in here. Whoop. Clean that out first. All right. Now I got all these good pieces here. So let's move these out of the way. and the little white things there. This is the other little piece you may want to keep. Okay, there's this tiny little circle too, but it's too small for me. All right. All right, so get that out of the way and bring this in. Okay, so here's my paper. Again, I'm going to bring in my mat and my X-Acto knife. Okay, so I'm going to decide where I want all these guys. All right, maybe one here, one there. They can be going any way they want. Okay, now, what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to cut it right off. I only want the tails. All right. Once I decide where I want the larger ones, I'm going to go ahead first and put those down so I remember where I have them. All right. Wow, 54 people. Thank you for tuning in. Tell your friends, Monday night, 7 p.m. I'm just going to go ahead and put a few of these down. Okay. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll know when I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and put this one this way. I guess that's the way they swim, right? They kind of swim together like that. Okay, now for the tails, what I did, you can just cut them and glue them down like that, but I really wanted them to look like they were behind everything. So let's see, I'll do one here. I'm taking the X-Acto knife and I'm just cutting a little slit there. And then I can slide them right in there. See how I did that? Doesn't it look better than just gluing that on there? You just put them in the back. And for this, well, I'm just going to put a little Tombow here right now. So he'll stay in place until I get the card together. I think that looks so much better. And then this one, let's see, maybe we'll put him down here. Yeah, we'll put him down here. I don't know why I'm calling it a him. Could be a girl. Okay. I have a lot of tools that say Stampin' Up! On them because we used to sell them. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. Like that. Put a little Tombow there to hold it in. And there's my little fishes. All right, let's move him out of the way again. And let's start putting them together. Okay, so I think I can get a little ribbon in there. I don't know. I just like my ribbon. And for this one, let's see. I think we can get ribbon right around here. Let's see. The nice thing about this ribbon is it's so sheer you can go right over the whale. All right, so let's trim that off. And then I'm going to layer that right on my card base. Now my Stampin' Seal Plus should be in this week, so next Monday I will show you that one. I'm sure the same things are going to apply the way you're going to use it, okay? You know, easy, steady, light touch. Okay, so let's grab a couple of these little guys and some dimensionals. And this is why I had to get the small ones, see? Everything happens for a reason, because the large ones would definitely not work for that. Put one right there. And right here. Okay, this one I am going to actually take another small one and maybe try to cut that in half and get it on the piece right here so it stays down. This is going to be tricky, but I'll get it. Where there's a will, there's a way. There we go. Oh, don't want that piece on there though. Get him out of there. There. Okay. And I'm going to grab another piece of ribbon. This one time I'm going to grab it a little bit longer. And I'm going to loop it through here. Put it right through there. And I'm going to tie it. This one I'm going to tie in a bow. I want my tails going the other way. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. I don't know if anybody's leaving me any comments. I left myself one and it came up, but I don't see any others. So I'll have to check that out for you, and I'm sorry. Ah, wait a minute. You know what? I think I see it on the side. Well, see that? I learned something new. I do have some comments. I was looking in the wrong place. Oh boy, duh for me. Well, like I said, it's only my second live YouTube. Thank you all for commenting. And I'm sorry, now that I know where to look, I will answer you. Okay, so then what I'm going to do again is I'm going to bring in the rhinestones. I can't believe I did that. Oh, yes, I can. Who am I kidding? I'm going to bring in, I like either the light blue or the dark blue. We're going to go with the dark blue here. Kind of shows up more. I'm going to give them, those whales, some cute little eyes. Oh, Pamela, Marlene, Angela, Geraldine, Deirdre, Sandy, Cindy, Francine, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't see those comments. Okay. But better late than never. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of those. It's the end of the day for me, so yeah, I'm probably not quite awake either. Okay, I'm going to grab some of these sequins. Again, I'm going to dot this with some Tombow. And then I'm just going to go ahead and randomly pick some of these sequins to put on the card here. Get over there. I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you. Okay, well, the problem with putting Tombow on where it's white is you can't see it. Looks like part of the designer series paper here. Oh, that one just didn't want to stay. Okay, we're going to grab a dark blue. A dark blue one I think I'll put up here. Okay, well, there. All right. And let's see, I put one here somewhere. Well, we're just going to leave it. And we'll put a little pink shell there. All right. Now for the saying. You see I put the saying over here, but for this one I'm going to change it up a little bit. And I'm just going to grab a little strip that I have from leftovers that I like to keep by me. And this one I'm going to grab, let's see, thanks a ton. Go ahead and stamp that. I'm going to put that right up there. I'm just going to cut this at an angle. You know why I cut it at an angle? Because if I'm not using my paper trimmer, I don't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be straight if you do it, if you cut it that way. So you'll see a lot of my cards with that little angle there. And that's why. Okay, and then we want to put a piece inside. Any thank you cards I leave blank because I like to make a personal message in there. So I'm just going to flip this over, open that up, and then just use one of the stamps here. I think I will use Squid Calamari, whatever he is. And there you go. Okay, so there's the second card. Again, here's a piece of leftover designer series paper, and you can use either side. I want to make it match, even though the waves are upside down or going the wrong way. I really don't think when you make a card and send it to somebody, they're going to look at it and say, that's upside down. If they do, stop sending them our cards, your cards. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, we're going to go ahead and trim this. There we go. And now we have a matching envelope for the card. So those were the 3 cards. Now I do have another one here. So if I've been on for a while, but I'll do the last card. And this is just a random card because I didn't have anything planned out like I did the other ones. I just decided to throw this one together. Okay, so we've got Coastal Cabana. And we have Pacific Point. Look at this embossing folder. Is that gorgeous or what? That by itself would be great. And that's what I was going to do. Just put this guy here. But, oh my gosh, look at that. And it doesn't have to be used with this stamp set. You can use it for anything. It's a great, great embossing folder. Okay, so we're going to layer this up. Then I have a piece of this, the turtles. I had to use the turtles, even though these are sea turtles. We found a turtle. My husband found a box turtle in our yard, which we haven't seen one of those around here in years. And it was digging a hole, so I know it was laying her eggs. I'm just going to go ahead and lay that on there like that. And then this was a leftover frame I had on my work desk, and I hate to throw anything out. So again, I used the frame and I embossed it with that same embossing folder. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab some dimensionals. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in and commenting. I feel so much better. I thought I was by myself. No, I knew I wasn't by myself. I could see you were watching. Oh, I shouldn't be using my X-Acto knife for that now, huh? Should I? Okay, so we're going to use the dimensionals here. Okay, this dimensional is not on there. That's just a piece there. Alright, let's take this off. Anybody that's watched me before knows anything on my desk that I haven't used, I will try to use up. Okay, I'm just going to lay that right there, off-centered. I'm going to bring in another leftover laser cut tag from the Gorgeous Posies. And I'm just going to, let's see, what am I going to do with this? I'm just going to, all right, I'm going to punch another whale out so I can show you how to do that. I'm sure you've seen it before. You got to get your punch in there at the right angle. So if it's not, what you want to do is just like, I'm just going to cut this one off. And I should be able to slide him right in there. Yep. Punch him out. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm going to use that thanks again because I do a lot of thank yous. So for this one, though, I'm going to use the Pacific Point. Thanks a ton. And I'm going to do it towards this side here. Put that right here. Again, I'm going to grab some dimensionals. A lot of new names up there. I'm so glad I did the live YouTube. A lot of new names. Okay, so this is straight. This is going to go this way. Actually, I think I'll do it this way. All right, and then the whale, I'm going to put right here. Down a little bit because I want to use something else on that too. I keep forgetting to look up and make sure I'm in camera view. Put him right there. And then I'm going to take this little guy. Now you see, this time I'm using the blue side. I'm going to grab that. Put a dimensional right there. Oh my gosh, look how cute. And then let's see. Of course, a few sequins. Because you got to have bling. This time I put enough on so they stay on there. I'm going to grab one of those little seashells, which are just so stinking cute. Put that one right there. And I'll let him dry. They can go on wherever you want them. See, where else did I put it? Oh, right there. Oh, I got two there, but that's okay. We'll just leave. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. And again, he needs an eye. So we'll use the Pool Party, I think it is, or Coastal Cabana. I don't like that one. I just think the darker ones show up better on the whale. So we're going with the darker one. All right. Now let me grab a piece of white cardstock for the inside. Again, I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside, except maybe little fishies. Okay. So we're going to go all the way across with the little fishies. I just stuck my hand in that. Okay. This looks a little wide. Hope I didn't grab a larger. Nope, it's perfect. Okay. There we go. All right, and there's the last one I had for you. And I've still got so many ideas with this set. Oh, Geraldine, I'm glad you did too. I know last time you were trying to leave me a message and you couldn't, but I'm so glad to see that it's working now. As you can tell, I'm not a real technical person. Let me close these up and I'm going to recap the cards for you, okay? In case anybody didn't see them, of course, you can go back and watch the whole video. Okay, so this was the one we just did. And then, of course, we have the two whales, or the school of whales. Are they schools? I guess they are because they're fishes, right? And then we have the two impossible cards. Which you see how easy they were. And then we have the two shaker cards. And then not to forget, and I will do still shots of those, my scrapbook page with my son in Myrtle Beach when he was little. Again, these pictures came out kind of dark, but it's a lot of memories for me. So, and I just thought this paper went so well with it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's just weird, not weird, but odd, because I'm used to seeing the comments right in front of me here, and I have to look over there, but I'm glad that I brought my laptop over there so I could see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Still shots will be on my website, stampersdelight.com, if not tonight, tomorrow, as will the descriptions of what I used and the sizes of everything, including the Impossible card. Okay, if I don't get to it tonight, I will definitely update it tomorrow, and you can look and see how the sizes for everything. And I will also share it to Facebook. So if you're also a Facebook follower, it'll be there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you on my Facebook Live Friday morning at 7 a.m. If not, I hope to see you back here Monday night